I want to sing y'all a brand new song I just wrote. Sing along if you know the words.
Oh my god. I had it in my head. I had this fantastic vision in my head that I would play that song. My YouTube chat would fill with wonderful lyrics. And to my dismay, to my utter shock and horror, I have been deprived of that because for whatever fucking reason, Restream chat is not importing my YouTube chat, which is just disastrous. I absolutely need my fucking my YouTube chat. It's necessary. That's the whole point of streaming, is to have chat, yell obscenities just constantly. And I feel very deprived without that. Oh man, if I have to go ahead with just Discord chat, that would be the absolute fucking worst. I don't want to hear what Discord has to say. What the fuck? Why would anybody want that? I will take a second to fix that. Because okay, let me play this as I'm futzing around with Restream. The reason why I decided to do a great DuckTales intro today is I don't know where the fuck this came from. I don't know if it's like 50 years old or what. But I have seen a phenomenally edited clip, and where the fuck is it? Oh, it's on the front page of the site. I know where to get it if I have to, but I should have it. Oh, here we go.
I think you chose it so well.
Really?
Yeah.
Click me,
Click
Emily.
this. All right. I'm gonna get on.
he has such like a delicate voice, like just such a soft. Really, did I pick a good color? And then when he hears the DuckTales theme, like a fucking Pavlov conditioned animal, he screams the most masculine yell ever fucking heard at the top of his lungs, as it fills him with dread. I cannot fucking believe. Live stream is offline. Okay, you're fucking with me now. If I have to go on without the YouTube chat, I'm legit gonna cry. Well, fuck it. I guess I don't get a fucking YouTube chat this time. Oh, what a disaster. Oh well. Alright, Discord, it's just you and me. I'm not streaming to anyone else apparently. YouTube does not want to cooperate with me. I'll have YouTube chat on different view. For the recap, for anyone watching this in retrospect, God forbid, everyone in YouTube chat's just fucked. Okay, I didn't stream last week, and that's for two reasons. Number one is that the only thing that happened last week was the debate between Trump and what's his face, Biden, and then the Frank Castle boogie shit. And I did not want to talk about either, really. What I wanted to do more than that was play Path of Exile, which I did a lot of. I made a temporal vortex blade, I think is the spell. You basically just run around like a lawnmower, and you just shatter if anyone looks at you wrong, but everyone else explodes first. If you manage to kill them first before you die, you win. So I did that instead, and then I kind of like got bored and started fixing the site. And now I get to go back and look at last week and talk about Boogie and shit. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't spend too much time. I'm torn. I'm always torn when I do this because when I look at it now, I think, okay, everyone's heard about the Boogie shit. It just happened, and they've already discussed it to death. So me recovering it like the week after, not even the same week, is like overkill. But at the same time, I have to remember that in our impending civil war, apparently, there's going to be a lot of boys on the ground in trenches who have dug complicated networks of holes and are just sitting there bored, getting shot at, and they may have this downloaded on their phone from Libsyn or whatever before the internet was cut, and they have to kill some time. So, for our boys out there in Minnesota, in the trenches, fighting the good fight, let me explain what happened in 2020, this week, on the was it the first week of October, the last week of September? I'm gonna guess it was September, whatever. Anyways, this fucking crazy guy called Frank Castle, who basically just does like man on the street shit, annoys people, got into a fight with Boogie, and Boogie basically told him, if you come to my house, I will fucking kill you. And I want you to, and he explicitly says, like, not just that's fine. You can say that. Come to my house and I'll fucking kill you. That is a perfectly acceptable, very American thing to say. What Boogie said is a little bit different, because he goes at it saying, I want you to come to my house so that I have an excuse to fucking murder you. And he doesn't even say kill. He says, like, explicitly, I want to fucking murder you, so come to my house so I can do it legally. Which is not a good strategy legally. And it gave us this wonderful image of Boogie, which has already been beaten to the fucking ground with edits. If you're wondering who that life partner is in the background holding that small shitty dog, for some reason it's his plumber. I don't think he lives with him. Boogie just had the shitter clogged and was like, I need a plumber. So the plumber comes over, which is why he's wearing the mask, because he's just like a plumber. And this guy comes over, and I'll play this because this is funny. This is Boogie's video edit. Oh, I don't want to play this just yet because it has commentary that I want to show from Boogie. But just to give you a rundown, there's this beef. Frank Castle comes over as promised. He says, I'll come over, and he has a GoPro on. And I would really like unedited footage of the GoPro view. But because Frank Castle is a fucking annoying retard, he decided to edit it in like the most annoying way possible. And the only unedited clip I have of this GoPro footage is like 3 seconds from a Keemstar video. And I have that. I'll play that. So this is, I think right after or right before, and this is Knitter. This is just like a service I'm running right now to neutralize like trackers on Twitter and shit.
Is this what we have to do?
Kevin Beach and his pal Sean Phillips were driving when the flock of birds fell out of the sky and hit the pavement. The pair...
That's obviously the joke, but... no, he really did fire that shot. And if you don't know anything about guns, I'll give you a quick rundown of why you should never fire a warning shot. I know you boys down there in the trenches don't fucking fire warning shots anymore, but you may be tempted as a homeowner in 2020 to fire a warning shot instead of killing someone. Never do that, because it is considered assault or a reckless discharge of your weapon. Almost always, especially Boogie, he's in a school zone. The big concern there is that if you're not in fear of your life, you should never fire your gun. If you don't have an intent to kill someone, never fire your gun. It is always assumed that you are trying to kill someone if you shoot a gun. And if you're firing a warning shot, you're discharging your gun without intent to kill, which means that you're not in fear of your life. So why are you recklessly threatening this guy with your firearm? And that's basically it. If you shoot to kill someone, you should always say, I was in fear for my life. Always. And if you're not in fear for your life, you shouldn't fire your gun. So him firing this warning shot, he probably thinks he's a real fucking badass doing this quick draw McGraw shit, but he's opened himself up to like criminal liability. I don't know if anything's going to come of it. Probably not, because the fucking police station over there probably starts rolling their eyes real hard like the second any of the shit gets mentioned. Though I've always been kind of neutral on Boogie because I never really knew anything about him. He's just like, whatever. He's just this fat guy. Why should I give a shit? And I remember when Boogie did the kill stream that I was on with, I think, Jim And I want to say Dick was there too, way back when, before Ralph even got banned from YouTube. I remember hearing from people on the forum that I got played and Boogie completely lulled me into like a false sense of security and gave me bullshit that I ate. And I was like, I'm not really here to fight a war for you. But now, over to this shit, I really fucking hate Boogie, and I really fucking hate Frank Hassel. If you come to someone's house, you should expect to get shot. I wanted Frank to get shot because fuck him. Here's Boogie's video that he put out of this, and this is a perfect example of why people fucking hate Boogie, because he is like a next level kind of insufferable fucking asshole. Okay, I know for sure I have this downloaded somewhere. Okay, it's like 3 minutes long, but it feels so long because this asshole trying to play off that he's like a nice guy is just disgusting.
Hey guys, I guess I should make a video about this. I need to be very careful about what I say here because this is now a criminal investigation. But I'm currently trending on Twitter because I had a stalker come to my home today. Long story short, several months ago, this guy decided that it was his decision to start stalking me and harassing me, threatening me mentally, physically, threatening to come to my home, threatening to harm me when he did. Unfortunately, on Saturday, this gentleman decided to drive over a few states to show up in Northwest Arkansas and start taking photos in the area to prove that he was here and calling me names on Twitter and tagging me in it. I made it abundantly clear to him and anyone else that would listen that he was not welcome in my home, that because of his previous threats that I would pull a gun on him. And today he decided to show up. And so I did exactly that. I pulled a gun on him. I told him to leave my property. I told him that I felt threatened. I fired a warning shot so that he would leave. After firing the warning shot, he did. Here is some of the footage that I've already shared with Keemstar. So it's okay to put it here. I want to show you what I'm dealing with.
Come on, you fucking pussy. What's the deal? Where's the gun at, you fat faggot? Open fire! Open fire!
Okay, this would be the perfect moment for comedic purposes for him just to get shot through the door. And I think Boogie would be completely justified for that. From what I understand, he's in Arkansas. He's in one of those states, but for some reason they don't have they have a duty to retreat there. I'm pretty sure it's like weird because it's like all these other states don't have duty to retreat right around it, and his state in particular does have a duty to retreat. I could be completely wrong on that, but I mean, if I was on a jury and I saw this footage, and it was some guy who he had a conversation with where he made it abundantly clear he would fucking kill him, and he shows up at the house saying "open fire." You know, looking like this, looking like Sam Hyde, but like really fat and mentally handicapped, and he got shot through the door. I would just say, okay, obvious, open and shut. Yeah, Arkansas, okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Arkansas has duty to retreat, which is fucking weird. Okay, it has castle doctrine, but not stand your ground. So he would be fine. He would be fine to shoot through fucking the door. And then people will get mad at me at that and say, oh, Boogie's the bad guy here. It's like, dude, he showed up at his fucking house. Are you guys like British? Do you believe that Frank Castle has to like break in with a sledgehammer? And then only if Boogie happens to have a weapon at arm's reach, like a katana hanging on his wall that he can pull down and defend himself with, only then is it okay? No, fuck that. That guy is at his house. They're not on good terms. He should be able to shoot and kill Frank Castle at this point and get away with it. Instead, but, you know, of course, Boogie's a retard. So what does he do? Instead of just shooting this guy fucking dead where he stands, he pulls out his gun, opens the door, and then starts being like really aggressive and like pushing up against Frank Castle. So now Frank Castle is retreating. And then he fires a warning shot in a school zone at God knows where. And and makes like tough guy intimidating threats because he really thinks he's a fucking badass. No matter what kind of nice guy shit he puts on, he always tries, when it push comes to shove, he really tries to show people he's got money, he knows what he's doing, he's completely doing fine, he's got his mental health under condition, and he's not afraid of you. So I don't know why anyone would be sympathetic to Boogie, but here, I'm not sympathetic to Frank Castle either, is what I'm saying.
You're a fat pussy. You won't even open the door?
I will.
And then what, you're going to shoot me?
No, I think my roommate will.
You're going to kill me?
I guess so, buddy. Just give me a second to get my dog right now.
You're a fucking pussy, dude.
Hold on, I'll show you pussy.
There's more footage than that. I can't show it to you because of YouTube's terms and services, but I have handed that footage over to the police, and now it's up to the police to decide what happens next. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for firing a warning shot. I don't know if Frank is going to get in trouble. I don't know how this is going to play out. The point of this video is to say that this type of harassment is very real. I know it's easy to pretend that I've lied to you about this stuff, that I'm pretending when it comes to this stuff. This is a very deranged person showing up at my house today with the intention of escalating things. He's very lucky that I was able to keep my mind in check and not defend myself and instead fire a warning shot. This is why you cannot make threats of bodily harm. This is why this isn't just trolling. This is why you cannot show up at a YouTuber's house. And this is why we need to, as a community, condemn this kind of behavior. Someone definitely could have gotten hurt today. I know that there are plenty of people out there who do not like me. They do not like my content. But even I don't deserve this. Nobody does. This is not a behavior we can support. And if you choose to support this kind of behavior, know that I think you're a trash person. I genuinely do. I'm not asking you to like me. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm not asking you to do anything other than to condemn this type of behavior that ran the risk of him, myself, or someone else getting hurt. It's not okay. It's simply not okay.
The Boogie and his very, very business-minded self says, how can I make this profitable for me if I have this guy harassing me? And really, if you're like a YouTube content creator, being harassed is like the best thing you could ever wish for, because then you're a victim and you get to talk about it. It's basically free content to have Ray Castle show up at your house, right? So now Boogie is overjoyed to be in this position where he can pivot himself to be a community spokesperson for all of YouTube and Twitch and all this shit. Mental health advocate. I think it even says that in his bio. Like, he's a mental health advocate. And he's there to say we need to put a stop to YouTube harassment and stuff. And everyone can support him and talk about how nice Boogie is and all this other shit. I love this tweet, though. This is from 2014. Boogie says on Twitter, I read Stephen, I always want to say Stephen when I see that name written. I read Stephen King's Rage as a child. I played Mortal Kombat as a child. I'd sooner put a gun in my mouth than point it at another soul. He's apparently had a change of heart since 2014, which I can understand. I think a lot of us have changed since 2014, but it's just very funny to me. The only other thing kind of worth mentioning about this is that after this, and I've swapped the chat out for the YouTube chat. I gave Discord their time in the sun, but I really need my YouTube chat out in the open. But after this, before I even go there, Boogie released the footage, the cam footage, his doorbell footage, to Ethan Ralph and Keemstar before the police even arrived. And there was a kind of speculation that it was a stage thing, because Keemstar released an exclusive 30-minute long story fire, and Keemstar, of course, has financial interest, both allegedly, with both DLive and Storyfire. And somehow, it's been speculated that Keemstar, who makes regular appearances on the Ralph Retort, has been enabling Ralph to stay on that platform, and somehow Boogie gives the footage to both of them before the cops arrive, And then Keemstar puts out this special video on Storyfire, and it's trending nationally in the U.S. on Twitter. So, of course, I'm sure he got lots of traffic to Storyfire. And naturally, when shit like this happens, and nobody really got hurt, and there's not like civil litigation flying at this point in time, and nobody's in fucking jail, people start wondering, is this a marketing thing? Is this like a shtick to get attention to each other? Is this like a joke that you're pretending is real? And one of the people who speculated this is Mundane Matt. And Mundane Matt happens to be I wouldn't call him a friend, but an associate of Boogie. Someone that they've had contact with and during Bouldergate and all that shit. Boogie was apparently friendly and supportive of Mundane Matt. And when Boogie heard before his stream appearance with Mundane Matt that Matt was openly speculating that there was a chance this may be staged, there was like an hour and a half long conversation where Boogie is like an abusive ex to Mundane Matt, saying like, if you didn't think of me as like the worst person in the world, you wouldn't have ever have even speculated openly. All you had to do was message me. He kept saying that you had to message me, just message me to see if it was fake, and I would have told you as a man, as a friend, no, it wasn't fake. Which is basically him just saying you should have messaged me to get the line, to get the approved story of what happened, as far as I'm concerned. And Matt kind of like held his ground for a little bit, but eventually, to my immense disappointment, he kept cucking. Boogie just kept talking down to him. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I guess I'm sorry. I don't think of you like that, man. I was just asking questions, man." And then Keemstar jumps on for like a split second without asking Mundane Matt. Boogie just sicks Keemstar out of fucking nowhere, and Keemstar does his whole fuck you, like gotcha speech, and then he jumps off before Matt can say anything. Matt tries to say something, but he's already fucking gone, and that's how Keemstar is with Matt. And then Boogie says, "Well, did you learn your lesson? Because we're not friends anymore. But the next time you have a friend, I really hope you learned a lesson from this, Matt, because you shouldn't treat your friends like this, Matt, and I really hope you learned your lesson." It was like Boogie just jumped in there and pistol whipped Matt. And as Matt is like in the corner of the room bleeding and crying, he's just like, "Well, did you learn your lesson, buddy? Because I hope you did. I hope you learned. I hope you grew from this experience of me beating you with my fucking meat fist, you pussy." And Matt just took it, and there went any chance of me developing any sympathies for Matt. All he had to say was, "Yeah, I think you're a fucking liar, and I think that you could have faked this because fuck you, you fat sack of shit." But that would require a backbone, and he'd probably lose his verified, his account status on YouTube, because Boogie would just get Wajiki to fucking ban him. Oh, and I wrote some notes down after the stream, like when it was fresh in my memory. One of the things that stuck out to me was that he kept saying, "I can't believe you could even think I fired a weapon. I can't believe you think that this could be fake." And then somewhere in that same conversation, the same stream, Boogie says that he's studied Andy Kaufman. Well, motherfucker, that's not the kind of tacit admission you want to make in this kind of context, because what the fuck does Andy Kaufman do? He does larger-than-life pranks that make you question if something's real or not. That's the entire fucking thing that he does. So why would you openly boast that you study Andy Kaufman in the same time that you're saying, how could you even imagine, how could you let yourself question aloud if I could fake something or not? And it's like, because you study Andy Kaufman. And then the other one is, he very openly said that his Twitch personality was not his real personality. The whole swearing gamer shit was just like a facade he put on for a different audience. And his Twitch, or his YouTube Mr. Rogers personality, is his real personality. But does anyone else remember that same stream on the Kill stream with Jim Dick and Keemstar and Boogie way back when? Does anyone else remember that when we were talking to him, I deliberately asked, "Where has this Boogie been?" Because Boogie was very personable and blunt. He was short and direct, and very much the opposite of how he presents himself on YouTube. And he says, well, you should watch my Twitch streams because that's how I really am. And I remember that. I've remembered that for a fucking year. And then when he says, no, actually, my Twitch stream is the fake personality. My Mr. Rogers personality is the real one. I'm thinking, wait a minute, buddy, because you said the exact same. You said the opposite when I talked to you. So I don't know. I really, that's what made me kind of think. Just the way, you know, Matt's a fucking retard, I guess. He has no spine. But how he treated Matt is gross. I don't think I've ever seen someone like in the IBS sphere talk down to someone like they're a child or like a battered wife. And it's really weird. It was really bizarre to watch, to see that kind of a public dressing down. Especially as someone like Matt, to someone like Matt, who didn't really put up any kind of a defense. He just said, you know, sorry, I was asking questions. You know how things be. It is 2020. Ha ha ha. And then Boogie's just like continues to assail him with this verbal abuse. And it's like, what the fuck is this? That's the Boogie. That's the Boogie thing. I guess I could talk about Trump too. The Trump debate was funny. Kind of reminded me of 2016. Wasn't as bad as it could have been. Europeans thought it was cringy. Everyone kept saying, "Where our country gone?" After that, saying, "How can you guys even tolerate this?" That's about it. The Kamala Harris and Pence debate was more recent, and that one, all I know about that one is that Kamala Harris. I said a couple streams ago, and I have to apologize. I'm assuming that Kamala Harris is now a militant leader in the Civil War in 2024, for the boys in the trenches, but. I confused her with Tulsi Gabbard as the Navy SEALs woman. No, Kamala Harris is like the biggest, like, psychopathic communist bitch ever. Her reactions to Pence and how she carried herself was like so smug and indecent. I'm like, I can't like this woman. No, I try to be impartial. I hope most people do, but I'm just watching this. I'm thinking, holy shit. See, she is like so smug. She is like a fucking Beyonce eating popcorn Twitter Giphy reaction image incarnate. It's like, holy shit. And I know that she's trying to appeal to a certain base of people who find that kind of thing an attractive trait in a person. Like, oh, she's not taking any shit from Mike Pence. But Mike Pence is just sitting there being reasonable, trying to have a conversation, and she's like making faces like a child would in a classroom after the teacher tries to like tell them something. It's just like, this is so stupid. So that's my opinion about the Trump is funny. That's the thing. There's a difference. Yes, Trump is also very childish and silly, but he's also funny. Kamala Harris is not funny. Maybe that's just my bias is showing. Because I'm sure many people don't find Trump very funny and find Kamala Harris funny, but I will acknowledge that's a possibility. But I just think that, objectively speaking, Trump is funny and Harris is not. And if you disagree, you're wrong. Oh, it's because women aren't funny. Thank you, chat. Oh, jeez. Oh, I watched this video. It's a very old video. It's not worth showing. It was someone had put all over their property pictures, like edited flags of the Israeli flag, but with the Star of David changed to a Swazi. And I'm not going to show that because it's like outdated and irrelevant. But I'm going to make a folder. I'm devoting myself to this. Don't let me forget. I'm going to do this. I swear to God. I swear to you. I'm going to start editing out anytime I see a clip that says something like, I'm all for freedom of speech, but because I've already gotten two from this one video, and I'm not going to play the actual video, I'm just going to play these two clips, and one day, once I have about 10 minutes of this footage, I will edit it together, and I will publish it to my YouTube channel, and we'll rejoice in the fruits of my labor.
Like I said, I'm all for freedom of speech, but
the Jewish Federation of Sacramento says displaying a swastika may be protected under free speech, but...
Just that. I'm going to get 10 minutes of that, and I'm going to concatenate it all together, and I'm gonna throw it up on YouTube, and I'm gonna call it something funny. That's my that's my that's my New Year's resolution for 2021. Make that video, get it out to you guys. People deserve it. My plan to get banned from YouTube, probably. I mean, I'd rather it be on my own terms, right? Barbara Chandler, Chris's mom, had a birthday recently. Happy birthday, Barb. She's like fucking 120 now. And Cole Smithy, who is Christian Weston Chandler's brother-in-law, brother under a different father, who is estranged from the family and doesn't communicate with them regularly. And as a thank you for this beautiful bouquet of flowers that she received from her son, who she doesn't get to talk to very much, Chris went ahead and put out this great thank you video to the internet for everyone to see. So we're going to watch that together because I find it amazing.
Hi, Cole. Thanks for the flowers. They're beautiful. That was very sweet of you. I remember all the cards and letters that you mailed me when you were in college. I still have them, and I still read them. It's so nice to be reminded of your love and support. Thank you very much. I love you.
Okay, let's pause it there. Actually, let me bind back a bit so you can see her face as I talk. Perfect. If you're only listening, I don't quite know how to describe how Barb looks in this. She is, imagine an 80-year-old woman, shoulder length, silvery hair, like George Soros style bags under the eyes, and like a crazy 3 white stare just dead ahead at the camera unblinkingly as she says this, to the point where it looks like she's reading off something that she can't see properly and has to really focus on what it is. I have been told by Marvin, who is the man in the pickle suit, if you know who that is, from way back when, who knows more about Chris than most people, even though he's kind of off of Chris now. But when these videos first started happening of Chris recording his mom, and his mom just seems so fucking out of it. He is one of the only people who likes to say that Barb's performance in these videos is an act for sympathy and money. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know enough about Barb. Most people take this at face value and say that she's just out of it. She's old and she's going senile and she just looks decrepit. But Marvin says that it's an act. And I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I can easily imagine it both ways because, yes, she's old and she could be very, she's lived with fucking Chris for 30, 40 years now. She could very well just be completely out of it. She's living in a house that had a fire, that had the fire put out with water, and now has a mildew problem combined with the hoard problem, combined with the animal hoarding and animal feces in the trash problem. Yes, could be very out of it. Or I know that Barb is an insanely manipulative person, and she has manipulated Chris his entire life to be basically a pet to her. And I could see it both ways. I really could see it as being a manipulation tactic for money, because she knows that people give Chris money. And I can see it just being that she's crazy now, or a mix of both. As someone said in chat, it could be both. So I don't know. I paused it there. There's a lot more left. So keep in mind, this is Chris's thank you message from him and his mother to Cole Smithy, their estranged brother. And this was the message that Chris attaches to this to add his own personal thank you to this message.
Very nice. Very nice. Alright. Hey, Cole. Got a little message for you myself. Brother, this is actually Sonichu. Yeah, the one and only prime of the Sonichu species from our sister dimension that's literally right next door to you. Hey, you've been hanging out next to Iron Man.
Okay, before he says that, let me remind people who don't know a lot about Chris right now. Chris currently tells people that the body of Chris is a multiverse. Well, there's another Tumblr word for it when you have like multiple personalities that fight for like the same body. So Chris fronts, I remember that word, fronts as Sonichu most of the, a plural, that's right, a plural system, headmates, and fronts as Sonichu most of the time nowadays. So in this video, Chris is addressing Cole Smithy, his brother, as Sonichu fronting.
He's from our sister dimension that's literally right next door to you. Hey, you've been hanging out next to Iron Man, literally. You've been hanging out with Iron Man and the Avengers and some of the DC heroes and everybody. But aside from that, I gotta tell you, Cole, all the stuff you pulled against Barb over these years, and I've...
Okay, let me pause it right there. So Chris's first message to Cole Smithy, his stepbrother, I am Sonichu. Now imagine if you told someone in your family right now, just walked up to maybe your brother, your father, your mother, and you said, hello, I am Sonichu from the other dimension. Just because Cole doesn't know anything about this, as far as I know. The information that you're distributing to your relative in that situation is identical to the amount of information that Cole Smithy is receiving in this video. Immediately, like, what the fuck? I don't want anything to do with this, right? I didn't sign up for this shit. Phase 2 of this message is you're hanging out in the alternate dimension with all the Marvel characters. Now, I know that Cole does movie reviews. I don't know if he's like a huge Marvel fanboy. I can't imagine. I think Cole Smithy's like a pretentious like art house movie reviewer who rated Toy Story poorly, and that was like the most attention he ever got. He got on Rotten Tomatoes for giving a rotten rating to like Toy Story 3, and that was like the most fame or attention that Cole Smithy ever got outside of Chris. But he is someone who watches like really pretentious shit. So I can't imagine that even if this was like real, that would be like hell for Cole Smithy. He would want to be in some like pretentious art house fucking movie. He'd want to be in Eraserhead or some shit. He'd want to be dancing with the lady in the radiator from Eraserhead. He wouldn't want to be fucking hanging out with Captain Marvel. Fuck her.
But I've heard
continues,
about Mama's memory because I only just swapped by with Mama, like with Christine, like what, literally 6 months ago today.
So okay, just to remind people, Mama is how Chris refers to himself. That confused me too. That's an illumination in that regard.
And I just have so many of my own shares of things and whatnot that I can solely speak to you on her behalf. Got my own problems here. Heart grace, yada 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 yada, so forth. It'll alarm me some. I don't have a script. I'm not going on a script, but Cole, I'll give you this props. At least you came through on doing this nice thing for Barb in her later years, right before we're actually going on with the Dimension Merge, where you will literally be able to meet Iron Man, but also just to drive over to Jersey and literally meet Batman. So have fun knowing that, Joseph Cole Smithy.
I don't know why he thinks Iron Man lives in New Jersey. That's all I have to say about that.
And shoot, Zuzana, that's still a thing. And you know what? I'm just gonna do what Mama did, like, you know, hey, whoop-de-doo for him, because she did that, and I just felt like I wanted to do that. Hey, you got married without inviting her and Barb, so there's that. Although I will say one thing on behalf of Mama, you're right about Barb on a number of things, and Mama was mistaken. Mama was mistaken, so there's that. She's learned. Barbara yelled at Mama, so there's that. Let you know about that. But the whole
okay, that's also super telling. That sentence is hard to parse at face value. Barbara yelled at Mama. That is Chris saying that his mother yelled at him. And in that regard, Cole is right. The things that Cole Smithy has said about Barbara are fucking insane. If he is to be believed, and he is not, because he's also blood related to Christian Weston Chandler. Cole has alleged that Barb went full boogie on him and in their house fired a revolver, which ricocheted around the room. He describes this in detail, that the bullet ricochets around the room and hits like 4 different spots in their home. And this has started a great debate with me and Marvin about the existence of Bob's gun. To this day, I claim, I promise you this, if Barb dies, I am probably going to have to be the one to go to Virginia and help Chris deal with the affairs, because his house will be closed, pretty much. I'm pretty sure there are reverse mortgages on the property, so that property is fucked. It's saddled with consumer debt, and I'll probably have to go over and help, just out of a sense of weird diligence with this. And when I am there, I am going to find Bob's gun, and I will prove to the world that this gun exists. Marvin says that there is no gun. People have checked for the gun. Chris has tried to find the gun. There is no evidence that this gun exists or has ever existed, but I guarantee you it's in there fucking somewhere. But yeah, okay, so in this, that's one of the things that he said. He basically alleges that Barb's a manipulative fucking cunt, which... probably true, but the whole Abraham Lincoln magic bullet shit is probably not true. Unless it, like, ricocheted into a different dimension and shot Iron Man or some shit.
If you feel like you want to talk about this personally, feel free to call or text at pretty much the phone number that's been popularized all over the internet. Alright? Anyway, all the way here in Ruckersville, Virginia, in this dimension 1218, originating from C197. Thanks, Cole. Have a good day.
Okay. That bullet shot JFK. That's what happened. Lots of dimensional shit happening there. Anyways, that's Chris's very nice thank you. Thank you video to Cole for the contribution of flowers for Barbara Chandler, his mama's mother's birthday. And that's what I have to say about that, I guess. Okay. The only other thing I have is a note, I guess after... Oh, you know what? I don't have this written down at all, but there is that Rooster Teef shit I guess I have to talk about now. I will briefly touch on Section 230. I've mentioned this in every stream I've done this year, I think, but Trump has again tweeted out that we need to revoke Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. There's an article by the EFF on Section 230 that you should read if you don't know what it is. Trump has caused, since tweeting out his opposition of Section 230, 6 different proposed amendments in the Congress, both in the House and Senate, varying from inconsequential changes to changes that would completely defeat the purpose of it entirely. I've made promises that if Section 230 was repealed, I would close down the forum the same day, and I continue to say that. I cannot circumvent it. I won't make myself like a fugitive in my country. Without that protection, so it is very difficult to talk about Section 230 because people really do support Trump, and I get that, but people feel like the only way to touch YouTube and Twitter and their censorship is to revoke Section 230, and it's just not the case. You do not need to change that law to, well, you do in one particular way, as I mentioned. If you want to make it so that companies are liable for terminating service, there is one part of Section 230 that can be changed, and they just only one bill kind of adequately addresses Section 230 and changes that one paragraph that is about the liability of banning someone and not being immune from civil suits as a result. I got into an argument with the Twitter user iHypocrite this week, who is like a big kind of like alt-right personality on Twitter, and I don't want to say that for certainty. He may not be alt-right or go by that or whatever. But he has a YouTube channel, and he invited me to talk to him next Monday at 9 p.m. CET. I want to say that's at like 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll let people know when the day gets closer and there's like announcements for it. But I've agreed to go on his thing and talk to him about Section 230 because we had a back and forth, and he invited me on, and I thought I would do it because someone said that he's a decent guy. I do believe I think so. I've never seen his streams, but I've seen his Twitter feed, and I like what he promotes. Except I just don't agree with him on Section 230. I think that there are other ways to accomplish what he's doing, and I'll save it for that. I don't want to make this another 230 stream. But I just, again, if you're curious about Section 230, please search it and find the EFF.org article about it and read it. It's not long. It's not a complicated bill. You can actually read the law, and it's easily understood as a layman. So just, if you're at all curious, I beg of you, please read it. Okay, and with that, the Rooster Teeth shit. So I don't know how I feel about this, because I kind of just lazily woke up one day and people had sent it to me, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll promote this. This is kind of related to Kick Vic. I'll throw this on the Weebors board. And now everyone involved has like quit Rooster Teeth and Funhouse and this inside gaming shit. Like their marriages are destroyed. Their children are probably crying right now. And it's like, oh fuck, what have I done? Well, I don't feel too bad because they're cheaters and they probably fucking deserved it. But, and I can't really take credit for it because it's not really my fault. But it is weird to see like a tweet of mine talking about this getting 2,000 likes and shit, and then people are still replying to it and arguing it. And one person was like, these videos are fake, there's no reflection in the glass of the shit hang up on the walls, and it's like crazy shit from the fans, and people angry at me. Because in the original set of claims, someone claimed that one of the guys was communicating with someone he believed to be underage at the time. That turned out not to be true, and I had to amend that information. But it was real messy. It's super messy. I'm talking about Adam Kovic and Ryan Haywood of Rooster Teeth Association. I think they're both Inside Gaming, both Funhouse, where I've done stuff for them. And Ryan Haywood was married, and Adam Kovic was married and had children. And there are pictures of him like jerking off in his children's playroom and shit. And it's just really fucking disgusting. And as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm looking at chat, so correct me if I'm wrong. But from what I understand, both of them were catfished by one person, apparently, because all this shit, all these leaks, and there's been multiple leaks, even one of the producers of Rooster Teeth has had leaks. I think a fourth guy related to Rooster Teeth has had leaks. So this one guy who's just like a Coomer homosexual fanatic of Rooster Teeth that I want to see everyone at Rooster Teeth naked, and he has dedicated himself to this art and has catfished like 4 fucking people and gotten gay porn of all of them by pretending to be women on Snapchat. Originally the allegation was that Adam Kovic in particular had contacted someone he believed to be underage. That's not true, and the model that the catfish used for Adam Kovic was an adult woman. So I apologize if I purported something untrue. I don't intend to do that. But the allegation of grooming is very popular these days. So forgive me. Him in particular, though, his porn's gnarly. I can say that, right? Like the shit. Okay, let's have a guy talk right now. We need to have a guy talk. All women, please mute the screen or the whatever for the next few minutes. Guys, if you are talking to a woman on the internet and she wants to see you fuck yourself in the ass and then prolapse your butthole, you're being catfished. There are approximately 3.5 billion women on this planet. There are maybe like 4 or 5 of them who would be interested in seeing a man fuck himself in the ass and prolapse his butthole. So therefore, by the law of probability, you can safely assume that any person asking to see you fuck yourself in the ass is a man. And if they are pretending to be a woman, then they are pretending to be a woman, but you need to get the fuck out of there. Would I fuck that? No, I'm not putting anything up my butt. That's gay. If a woman asks you to put something up your butt, if you meet one of these 4 or 5 women who are interested in that, that's still gay. And she just likes to humiliate you and will probably leave you after you do that, because she can't, like, a woman can't see you penetrate yourself and then respect you as a man after that. After that, you're just a gay. And women aren't attracted to gay men sexually. So if a woman asks you to fuck yourself and you do it, you're a fool. You've failed the test. And now she'll think about you as a pitiful butt fucker and leave you. Ryan Haywood, though, was the one who was accused of, I think, talking to a 17-year-old fan of Rooster Teeth. And that's real fucked up, because when you have kids and you're doing shit like that, then, I mean, you're at the mercy of everyone else in your life. Adam Kovic's a cheater, but it's way, like, Haywood is just fucked. He's ruined his life. It's one thing to have a divorce. It's one thing to lose your job, but it's another thing to have a divorce and lose your job, and lose your kids, and possibly be looked at as a sex offender. There is a clip of a statement by a woman. I think it's only like 2 minutes. I'll play this. If it is only a couple minutes. It's 10 minutes. I don't want to play all 10 minutes. But I will put this up on the screen because I think it's important that we see this. I think it's important that we gather around and we look at this for what it is. Oh my god, fuck off. Okay, so everybody take a good look at this. I'll play it for a couple seconds so we get a full effect.
My name is Tessa.
So this is the person who I guess he didn't, from what I understand, he didn't like ask what her age was before he engaged with her in a sexual way. But she was allegedly, from her statements, she was underage at the time, and I can't really show any pictures of this because it's all pornographic. Is there a picture of his wife? Let me just search this real quick on Google. I want to do a comparison. Oh my god, what a fool! So I think this is Meg. Oh no, I'm wrong. What the fuck? Where's his wife? Meg Turner and Ryan Haywood. Turney and Ryan Haywood. Is there like no pictures of his wife? Is this? Jeremy and Ryan got married. Who the fuck names their kid Jeremy? Their daughter Jeremy. Someone send a picture to me of this on Discord. I want to do it before and after. I can't believe I haven't seen this before. Is this it? Oh god. I'm gonna pause it until I can see this. Oh, okay. Here's a meme. Here's a meme that happens to have it. Oh, this is whatever. This is her with the dog. Oh, that reminds me of a new domain I bought. And this is his wife. This is the mother of his children, right? And then what does he want? He wants this. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so this is like the picture of her now, right? This is how she looks today. The actual picture of her from when she was that age, she looks exactly like the kind of girl from a human embodiment of that Scott Pilgrim versus the World ruined an entire generation of men like girl. That is exactly the kind of girl that she is. And he's like, ooh, I gotta get me some of that danger in my life. I really have to add some spice of excitement into my marriage by talking to this girl. What wrong could come from this? And then he completely fucks up his whole life. Very sad in many such cases. Let me get a picture of her. I'll put that up on the screen, but for now that'll suffice. I do have to take a moment while I wait for a copy of this of this girl's pictures to be sent to me by someone on my Discord. I will take a second to plug a new service I have. I have bought the domain whitegirlsfuckdogs.com, and after many hours spent fixing my email service, locale.email, I am happy to say that you can now buy a whitegirlsfuckdogs.com email address. Well, not buy, it's free. You can go do it right now for free. And it has a great webpage that I would recommend you to check out if you're at all interested. and it has a link to the registration page for this service. So have fun with that. Okay, we're just going to take a look at her Instagram. Oh, Adam Kovic has deleted his Twitter, by the way. I guess he's gone. Here's her hanging out at a graveyard because she's gothic. She's very hardcore and cool. How old is this? 5 months ago? A little bit too old to be hanging out in graveyards like that. I'm hoping that if I scroll down enough, I'll just see the pictures. Wow. A fucking thought. I hope this is broadcasting. Yes, it is. Okay. That kind of looked like an edit to make it look like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The picture right there. Oh, okay. I remember this one. My daily pill intake, both morning and nighttime pills. Most are supplements for my various deficiencies, but make a huge difference. I never have been ashamed of my medications. You could take away my disorders just as much as you could take away my skeleton. Oh, fuck that. They are a part of me, and treatment is part of them. I strive to see and utilize the positives while treatment takes care of the negatives. Show me yours. Hashtag mental health care and awareness. Hashtag ADHD. Hashtag OCD awareness. Hashtag depression. Hashtag medication. Hashtag ADHD awareness. Oh, OCD awareness was the first one. Hashtag end the stigma. Hashtag mental health awareness. A second time. Hashtag mental health recovery. So good luck with that. I would suggest before cheating on your wife to make sure that the woman that you're talking to is not on a handful of fucking antipsychotics. I like scroll down just now. Okay, 3 years ago, man, she did not age well. Unfortunately. I guess this is when she was around 17. Yeah, this is Scott Pilgrim. This woman saw that movie and was like, I want to be this girl with 7 ex-boyfriends that fight Scott Pilgrim, who still chases after her for no reason whatsoever. That's enough of that. She's getting too young. It's feeling kind of weird to scroll past all that. I think that's all I have to say about her. About them. Yeah, it is weird seeing two people like completely torch everything that they've worked to build in their entire lives. And it is strange like how many of these guys like find a woman, get married, have a good life, and then get a little bit e-famous. Just a little bit e-famous. And they're like, you know what? I'm basically a fucking rock star now. I'm BoJack Horseman. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And my bad consequences will be swept under the rug by my fame and privilege. And then it never works out. Even like years later, it will bite them in the ass and destroy them forever. Another fan accused Ryan. I haven't even been keeping up with it. Like everyone at Funhouse or Rooster Teeth or whatever the fuck have had allegations levied against them since this dam broke and this one gay man destroyed a media empire, apparently. Not a lot of people are saying that it's the curse of Vic Mignogna, but I've heard an opposite opinion that Vic Mignogna was just a part of a corrupt system and he himself was no better than anyone else. I mean, well, Vic did cheat on his wife, right? So I guess it is. Maybe that's like a requirement. That's like an employee requirement. Do you have a wife? Yeah. Would you cheat on her? This is important. We're trying to get everyone to a good, fun Rooster Teeth culture here. We have a lot of young fangirls, and we want to make sure that everyone is willing to cheat on their wives and keep dirt on each other so that nobody talks to the media about it and has a falling out. This is how we insulate ourselves here at Rooster Teeth, and it's really important if you want to get in your foot in the door. Vic is not married. I'm pretty sure he's married. Like, to this day, he's married, isn't he? I think she forgave him for cheating on her, but I am very aware that he definitely cheated on her at some point. That was a big fucking deal. And it's one of the reasons why people think that the allegations against him are credible. Never married? He's gay? I've heard that he's gay too. Divorced. Well, did he get divorced because he cheated on her? Ex-fiance. Okay. Okay, chat. Okay, that's different. Yeah. It's not legally, it's different. There's a distinction between fiance and married. But I wonder if there's a reason why they're ex. Do you think there might be a reason, chat? Vic did cheat, yes. Okay, well, there you go. That's why they're ex-fiancés, in case you're wondering. Don't fucking correct me with your asinine bullshit, chat. You know what? You know what, YouTube chat? Fuck off. Fuck off, YouTube chat. We're going back to Discord, because you guys are assholes, as far as I'm concerned. Hello, Discord chat. It's nice to see you guys again. Alright. What else has happened? Oh, the indictment against cuties. Vic's fiance cheated on her man with Vic. Well, they fucking deserved each other then, didn't they? Can I just drop it? Oh, no, I cannot drop it. Yeah. I'll just read this real quick because it's real short. It's a nice looking piece of paper, too. Look at how nice this paper is. That font, that lovely serif font. I happen to be a fan of serif fonts, chat. The state of Texas versus Netflix. Promotion of lewd visual materials depicting a child. The grand jury of Tyler County. A grand jury, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Discord chat. Grand jury is when a group of people from a selected area get together and decide if they're going to press charges. Like, I think for certain charges, they can't, the prosecutor themselves cannot just indict. They have to get a group of peers, which is distinct from a trial jury, to decide if the prosecuting attorney can go forward with the indictment. And that is a grand jury. The grand jury for Tyler County, which is a small rural county in Texas, and people who are still defending on cuties on Twitter who shall not be named, are quick to point out that Tyler County is a rural part of a single state of Texas who may arguably should not have the power to indict Netflix. I would disagree with them. I think this should have been federally done, but whatever. Duly selected, impaneled, sworn, charged, and organized as such at the January term AD 2020 of 1A District Court for said county upon their oaths present, and into said court, said term, that Netflix Inc. hereinafter the shall defendant. Holy fuck, this is a complicated sentence. This is like one sentence. On or about the 15th day of September AD 2020, just to make sure that you don't know, it's September BC 2020. And before the presentment of this indictment in the county and state aforesaid, did then and here knowingly promote visual material which depicts the lewd exhibition of the genitals or pubic region of a clothed or partially clothed child who is younger than 18 of age at the time the visual material was created, which appeals to the prurient interest in sex and has no serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value, to wit, by issuing or selling or providing or delivering or distributing or disseminating or transmitting or publishing or exhibiting or presenting or advertising the film titled Cuties, also known as Mignonnes, or offering or agreeing to issue, sell, provide, deliver, distribute, disseminate, transmit, publish, exhibit, present, or advertise said film, and the promotion of said film was authorized or recklessly tolerated by a high managerial agent of Netflix Inc., namely Wilmot Reed Hastings Jr. or Theodore Anthony Charandos Jr., acting on behalf of Netflix Inc. and here and within the scope of the agent's office or employment at Netflix Inc. against the peace and dignity of the state. Wow, that is a fucking mouthful. That is like one continuously long sentence the size of a page. With many, many, many commas. That's ridiculous. I didn't actually read through this before deciding to read it on stream, which was a fucking mistake. Okay. I don't know what could happen to this. You'd have to talk to someone who actually knows anything to determine what the possible outcomes of a indictment against Netflix and the state of Texas and Tyler County would mean for the company. Probably a fine and nothing else. Maybe yanking the video off the service, but I doubt it. And you know what? They'll probably win. They'll say, oh, it was a thing. But from what I understand, the advertising is the sticking point, because corporate art is given less consideration in terms of artistic value than art for the sake of art. So when a corporation does something artistic, they get less of a benefit of a doubt for things like this than just someone doing something on their own for the sake of it would get. So they could, I mean, for the film, I think they would probably be okay, even though there are shots in the film which have no literary, artistic, political, or scientific value whatsoever. They are fucking pornography of children. The poster art itself is commercial art, and that may be more heavily scrutinized by the state. So we'll see what comes of that. Probably not much. Don't get your hopes up. This is just a small county in Texas, people like to say. Memology made fun of Movie Bob for defending cuties. Movie Bob is fucking gross. Movie Bob is someone I can't even make fun of because I just see his fucking display picture on Twitter and I think, what a fucking gross asshole this guy is. I want nothing to do with him. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that. I guess Memology's at risk of having his shit shut down because this fucking asshole is crying about him and asking people to flag his channel on YouTube, and that would suck ass because Memology didn't do anything wrong by making fun of this retard. So that's it. Oh, I completely forgot. I was going to do this. I had I had learned the news that Andrew Stallings, who was someone who had a feud with Nick Rekieta and accused him of like professional misconduct, had died. He was an actual cuckold, and everyone made fun of him. But he was also very fat, and he died. And I don't think anyone cares. But I promised I was going to play his funeral proceedings, which were happening an hour before my stream started and ended after an hour. And I said I was going to play the restream of this funeral procession on like the background of my stream throughout the entire thing, and I completely forgot to do that because I even wrote it down in my notepad, and I completely forgot. What a disaster! He died from COVID. That sounds like a lie. That sounds like a lie, Super Meat 10. It sounds like some bullshit you just made up. This is what I get for looking at the fucking YouTube chat. I got a liar lying at me. I can't do it now. I'm gonna do it. You can't stop me. I'll just throw it up. Someone has to remember him. We're gonna be the ones to remember this guy for whatever. Here, I'm gonna mute it. We're gonna jump to 40 minutes in, as if I had been playing it this entire time. It's just gonna hang out in the background. Can you imagine going to a funeral procession and they're wearing fucking medical masks because of COVID? Oh, jeez. Christ died on the cross for nothing. These medical masks are like worse than the riots, because every time I'm wearing a mask, I'm thinking, I can't breathe. I'm suffocating. I can't breathe. And it's inflicted on everyone. Just a disaster. Can't expect God to do all the work. Why is a funeral live stream? Because of social distancing, bro. Oh, apparently this is like a new thing. They're doing live stream funeral services because family couldn't even attend funeral services in the past. You know, that was a thing I remember a couple months ago, where in Judaism, especially Orthodox Judaism, you have to bury the body within like 3 days or something. And Cuomo or whatever the fuck, the mayor of New York City, was telling the Jews there, you can't have these funeral processions because of COVID. And the Jews said, fuck you, we're going to have our funerals. So the mayor of New York City ordered fire trucks to hose down Jews attending a funeral because of COVID, which is just beautiful. Just amazing. We truly live in a blessed era of comedy and tragedy in equal amounts, sweet and sour, like Chinese chicken. that we get to enjoy each and every day. What the fuck? I love Kumo now. Base Kumo. Hail Kumo. I'm sorry I can't pronounce words, okay? I try my best. I really do. I try my best. I try to learn. I try to grow as a person. I take each day one step at a time. I try to learn and develop as a person from my mistakes. No, I'm still growing. So you gotta work with me with this shit. All right. Is there anything that I missed? I'm reading chat. Yell at me if I. We'll let the funeral procession go on a little bit in the background. You guys yell at me in chat. Chew? Answer the June question. Oh no. What June question? What is the June question? Chew has no eggs. She's getting there. She's not there yet. She could still find a good boy. A good boy who's not... You know what? Okay, I have to rant about Chew. Because I've been seeing the shit that she says, and it's really sad. She got way too flattered when she was younger, and now she thinks she's just like the most attractive woman that's ever lived. And now her 30s are hitting her pretty fucking hard. She dated this guy, right, who was into this daddy little girl shit, which is right away, that's fucking creepy. And her trying to spin it as being like a 24/7 bondage relationship where she was the little and he was the daddy. And then, as far as I know, they never even fucking moved in together, probably because he cheated on her constantly, right? He moved her closer to the border because I think he's Canadian and she's American. So they lived right across the Canadian border. He lived in his fucking, like, bachelor pad, and she lived in the cuck shed on the Canadian side of the border. And he just fucked whoever he wanted, and she sat there on Twitter acting like a fucking intellectual, acting like this is okay. And then, surprise, when she hits fucking 30 and she no longer looks like a small bean, ooh woo, he fucking dumps her because he wants something younger and more attractive to him. Oh, I guess you think she... Yeah. Now, I want the picture of... I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. Whenever I want something, it just vanishes out of existence. But I know I have it somewhere. She, it's a picture of her standing next to someone. I think Blair White. And, she looks like a normal person. She doesn't have the advantage of filters. She doesn't have any of those things that she does to all her fucking pictures to make herself look like she's a small bean, ooh. And she just looks like a normal woman who really needs to get over the fact that she has all those simps on fucking the internet. Because if she doesn't, she's gonna think she deserves a lot more than she does. Right now, she's chasing after Vaush, which is weird, and she's like completely changed up her entire internet persona to align more with a leftist. Kind of dumped on her birthday. That's right. The moment she turns 30, snap, gone. The borders close. You're not coming over from the cock shed anymore. You get to stay there forever. She's in a poly relationship. I don't think she's in a poly relationship. She's not. Vaush is. And she wants to be like the fourth wheel on this Vaush polycule, which is just disgusting. And I don't even know why. I think she thinks like, oh, I'll swiggity swooty into this polycule and I'll become the main hoe and he'll dump the swamp ogre and the tranny. And I'll make him mine. And I think even if she could get into that polycule, she would just be like completely taken advantage of and dumped on the side of the road, and then like a couple years, and she'll be a couple legs short at that point, and she'll be real fucking desperate. I think here's my prediction with Shoe on Head. You ready? I think that at some point she's going to continue down the road. She's going to continue down the road, and she is going to keep doing this vow shit, and then she's going to meet a guy who's normal-ish, about as good as she can hope for, maybe Asian, and she's going to do exactly what Allison Rapp did, where she's just going to vanish off the fucking internet because he's going to tell her, your internet shit is embarrassing and it's not worth it. And I work as a dentist or whatever. I'm an Asian dentist. I'm an anesthesiologist. I make enough money for the both of us. Quit your fucking dumb bullshit on the internet and come make babies so that my Asian parents can have grandchildren as they want. And she'll just do it, and she'll go along with it, and that'll be the last that anyone hears of Shoe on Head. If it doesn't happen, though, she's going to be a total disaster. She's going to try to get into a relationship that's untenable. She's going to try to be small bean, ooh. She's going to lose more eggs, and then eventually she's going to hit the fucking wall, and it's going to be game over for her, and she's going to be a psycho person. Oh, here. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Get out of the way, funeral procession. We got some hot goss to show everyone. That is Blair White and Shoe on Head. That is what Shoe on Head looks like when she hasn't had 45 fucking minutes to do her editing and her Instagram filters to make herself look like the small bean uwu leftist Soviet pilot sniper woman. That's Shoe. And like, she's not hideous or anything. She's not swamp ogre tier, I'll put it like that. But she's not small bean uwu either. She constantly bragged years ago, just a couple years ago, that she looked just like a teenager, and she was so hot to her boyfriend. He said that she looked like a teenager. She looked like she was just turned 18. And it's like, no, you're a grown woman, June. You're like 30 now. You've got a limited window to find someone and settle down, or you're gonna be fucking really regretting it in a couple years, very shortly. Vouch in his fucking retarded relationship shit is not gonna bring you happiness. So pick any simp from your Twitter timeline who has a job cleaning teeth or working at a zoo or works with the union. He's a sanitation worker, but he's got a union set up, and he's got like a pension going and a 401k, and just get the fuck off your Twitter bullshit and YouTube, because nobody gives a fuck and your takes are shit. That is my suggestion. Hopefully. She's damaged goods. Let her expire. Super Meat. You're too mean, Super Meat. I can't agree with you. I don't know why I keep picking on Super Meat. I guess he's got like a nice name. Super Meat. Whatever. She looks like the bartender at the bar who smells like piss, and only old men go there. She eats her hair fam. Oh, that's right. She does wear wigs because she has like OCD and like constantly pulls out her own hair and eats it. I bet you that clogs the toilets really bad. Because that doesn't like digest or break down. It just goes into the septic. I bet you that she has to like once a year get a professional plumber to like pull out all the hairballs in the toilet system. Yeah, and the whole, I don't know, I guess she wants like a public BDSM relationship, but it's like dating a girl who did porn or was a stripper at some point. It's like, you know, once your Twitter shit is out there and everyone knows that you're a whittle small bean uwu, then anyone else who would like put their dick in you at that point is kind of degrading themselves. But who am I to say? Who am I? I'm just some guy. I don't know anything. I'm a retard. I've never had a good take in my entire life. People want me to talk about Jim. I had an argument with Jim about a possible civil war, and I still think that anyone who thinks a civil war is coming is delusional. It's just not. People are too comfortable. You got craft beer, you got anime, you got video games. One of the main things I think a civil war really needs is a food shortage. People go crazy when they go hungry, and I just don't see that happening in the U.S. I think that we'll always have food. Unless something fucking unimaginable happens and the food system, if the food system goes, I take back any prediction I've ever had. Anything can happen once people start going without food. But as it stands right now, with the assumption that there will continuously be craft beer and Twinkies, I do not think that there will be some kind of fucking race war in the U.S. in the next 10 years. That is my perspective. People are way too comfortable. I am way too comfortable to go dig a fucking ditch and shoot at people and get shot at. And maybe you think you're too hardcore and you are willing to throw away your Path of Exile and your beer and in your Taco Bell and go to live in a ditch and eat corn and berries off the fucking trail. But I'm not. And I can only speak from my own perspective. My own perspective is that I and nobody else I know is at that point where they're willing to throw away the comfy and go live in the ditch. And, I mean, I don't have anything against Jim. I hope his cancer shit goes fine. He has like a marrow extraction today. Best of luck to him. I just disagree with the prognosis, the current prognosis of the U.S. Things are just as bad as, you know, as annoying as it is to not be able to yell racial obscenities at famous people on Twitter. I do agree that's really annoying. I just don't think it's so annoying I'm about to go fucking shoot up a building or go dig a ditch. That is my perspective. And I've been looking while talking about this. I do not have an outro song. Oh, I do have an outro song. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, I'll do a toss-up. Chat. Should my outro song be Pink Guy, White is Right, or Degenerations by Mes Aoûa, which is a song about a woman who doesn't have any grandkids or doesn't have any children and cries because she eats alone at the dinner table. So we can either go Pink Guy, Dig in the Ditch theme here, or we can go Empty Egg Carton here. No Egg Carton song, the Pink Guy one, the last one. Neither. Fuck Pink Guy. Let me look at the YouTube chat. Maybe they know what they're talking about. Okay, 1 for Pink Guy, 2 for eggs. 1 for Pink Guy, 2 for eggs. Spam it. Spam it. I'm looking. Oh my god, lots of eggs. Okay, we'll do that one. Let me find the Generations with the lyrics, actually, and I'll just put that up on the screen. Okay, I'm vaguely aware that the lyrics on this video are not 100% accurate, but they're pretty close. We'll just go with that. And I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to upload the stream I forgot to upload today, too. And hopefully there'll be stuff to talk about next Friday. And I'll let you guys know regarding the stream with iHypocrite regarding Section 230 if you're interested in that as soon as I am aware of the details. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Ton arrière-arrière-grand-père, il a
Actually, that is a really, really shitty audio quality, and I disagree. Perfect.
Ton arrière-arrière-grand-père, il a défriché la terre. Ton arrière-grand-père, il a labouré la terre. Et puis ton grand-père a rentabilisé la terre. Et puis ton père, il l'a vendu pour devenir fonctionnaire. Et puis toi, mon petit gars, tu sais plus ce que tu vas faire dans ton petit 3,5, ben trop cher, fret en hiver. Il te vient des envies de devenir propriétaire et tu rêves la nuit d'avoir ton petit lopin de terre. Ton arrière-arrière-grand-mère, elle a eu 14 enfants. Ton arrière-grand-mère en a eu quasiment autant. Et pis ta grand-mère en a eu 3, c'était suffisant. Pis ta mère en voulait pas, toi t'étais un accident. Et pis toi, ma petite fille, tu changes de partenaire tout le temps. Quand tu fais des conneries, tu t'en sauves en avortant. Mais y a des matins, tu te réveilles en pleurant quand tu rêves la nuit. table entourée d'enfants. Ton arrière-arrière-grand-père a vécu la grosse misère. Ton arrière-grand-père, il ramassait les scènes noires. Et puis ton grand-père, miracle, est devenu millionnaire. Ton père en a hérité, il l'a tout mis dans ses REER. Et puis toi, petite jeunesse, tu dois ton cul au ministère. Pas moyen d'avoir un prêt dans une institution bancaire. Pour calmer tes envies de hold-up et la caissière, tu lis des livres qui parlent de simplicité volontaire. Tes arrière-arrière-grands-parents, ils savaient comment fêter. Tes arrière-grands-parents, ça swingait fort dans les veillées. Puis tes grands-parents ont connu l'époque yéyé. Tes parents, c'était les discos, c'est là qu'ils se sont rencontrés. Et puis toi, mon ami, qu'est-ce que tu fais de ta soirée? Éteins donc ta TV, faut pas rester encabané. Heureusement que dans vie, certaines choses refusent de changer. Enfile tes plus beaux habits, car nous allons ce soir danser.
Cutting it there. I'm cutting it there, chat. I'll put a link to this song in case you want to hear the solos, but take it easy.